Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm new to YouTube, so if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Sorry if I sound weird. My camera is really bad and I am a little sick, but that's okay. But anyway, let's get right into the video. People, like kids all around the US think that bullying is to the point where they have to kill themselves. Personally, through the eyes of being bullied myself, I felt like that before. I've been through situations like that. I've actually tried committing suicide 3 times due to bullying. But I've learned in my life and as a teenager that if you think about committing suicide, it's just the rough way out. All you have to do to get a bully's attention is basically sit there and do absolutely nothing. But if you want the bullying to stop, all you have to do is let a teacher know or confront the bully yourself. If you know that someone's bullying you and you don't confront them yourself, things could get worse. Or if you don't tell a teacher or like a trusted adult, people may think that you're weak and that you're trying to hide yourself and hide all the pain that you have. I know it hurts to be bullied, but just step up for yourself. Step up and let a teacher know or let a trusted adult know. Step up and and be the bigger person, or just walk away from a situation, even if that means switching schools and leaving all your friends behind. I know that's rough. I've been there. I've done that. But I had to get away from a situation. A girl was threatening to kill me since the beginning of the school year. Well, close to the beginning of the school year. And I got tired of being hit by her and being bullied and threatened. So I was telling the teacher every day. Same teacher. They would tell her to stay away from me. She wouldn't stay away from me. I told security. Security had me standing by them every day at the beginning of school. And they would be watching her after school. And also at lunchtime because we had the same lunch together. And so I had to stand by the doors with the lunchroom doors by security the whole time. But I never ate lunch anyways at the schools. Their school lunches were really gross. But that's beside the point. I never ate lunch at school. And she would still come up to me, harass me, hit me, bully me, threaten me. So one day, I decided to let my mom know. Well, my stepmom, not my biological mom. But I let my stepmom know. And she was just like, how long has this been going on? I said, pretty much close to the beginning of the school year. She's like, that's ridiculous, and nobody's done nothing about it? I was like, no. And she's like, well, I'm going to pull you out if it gets any worse. Well, one day, I almost got her suspended because the girl had punched me 3 times. And I was about to hit her back. And security found the footage of her punching me, but me not punching her, because the security guards had grabbed me before I did anything. And so that was rough on me. And so I had my mom pull me out the next day. And I got pulled out of school the next day. And I got into an online school program. And that was a lot better for me. It was a lot better environment. I only had to go in once a week to check in and check on my grades or do a test. But that's basically it. So that was last year. At the beginning of this year, I started a new online school, which is called Nexus Academy. Many have heard of it, many may not. It's a twin to Connections Academy, if you ever heard of that. But at the beginning of the year, I started at Connections, or Nexus, I should say. And I went in 4 days a week for 4 hours in the afternoon. It was a really good environment for me. But then something had happened. I don't remember what. I think it was my stepmom, and my dad was getting a divorce, I believe is what it was. But I was going in between depression and anxiety and fear of losing my father, because my stepmom was wanting to take custody of me, which I really don't know if that would be a good idea or a bad. So I left Nexus in Lansing, because I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan, but I moved to Columbus. I moved to Columbus with my dad, and then about 2-3 months later, I decided to move in with my godfather. Well, my stepmom was wanting me to move back in with her. I didn't really want to move back in with her because things weren't quite right with me and her. And plus, the guy she was dating, even though he is my stepbrother's biological dad, I really didn't like him. There was like something about him that I never liked. I never really liked him. So I was kind of sketchy moving in with her. So I said I'm going to move over in with the neighbor, which is my godfather. So I move in with them. I go over to check on my mom and stuff every day. So apparently she didn't appreciate that. So I decided to stay home for a while. And the more times I went over to her house after that, the more I started to notice that she didn't really appreciate me being over there or anything. And I felt like I was left, like I was a loner. Like I had nobody there by my side to guide me and to help me out. So I started talking to my godfather about this. And he agreed that something wasn't quite right about them. So when I got into a relationship with my ex-boyfriend, things kind of got out of hand with me and him. I'm not going to go into details in this one, but things kind of got out of hand, and I ended up getting arrested for something he did. He jumped me. And he didn't get arrested for it, but I got arrested for him jumping me, which is kind of out of hand and out of control and just straight up bullcrap. Which my godfather was there watching the whole thing. He saw everything that happened. And I kind of got upset because he had jumped me and left me with a really bad sprained ankle and and it kind of tore something in the back of my knee. So, I go to the hospital. They placed me under arrest at the hospital because apparently I assaulted him and my stepmother, which I would never assault my stepmother or him because I did have feelings for him. He was a nice person, and then he turns off into this really mean jerk and assaults me and then puts me in jail overnight. And then I had to move back down to Ohio with my dad. And now I'm stuck here until I turn 18. And leaving my friends behind was rough. I can admit that. I miss all my friends back in Lansing. I miss my godfather. I miss our roommate, and I miss their animals. But leaving them was rough for me. It's put me into a downward spiral of depression. And not only that, when I went back up to get all my medication from my stepmom, she hadn't refilled my bipolar medication, which is supposed to help with my depression and my bipolar, because I have bipolar disorder. I also have ADHD, but that's beside the point. I already had all of those medications and stuff. I just needed my bipolar meds and my sleeping medication to help me sleep at night because I ran out. Well, apparently she said it was too early to get it refilled, which it really wasn't. If I could get my clonidine, then I could have, which is my sleeping medication, I could have gotten my Abilify, which is my bipolar medication for my bipolar disorder and my bipolar depression. Sorry about this. But anyway, she thought it would be a good idea to cancel the Abilify, which I desperately need, just so I could fail here in Ohio. Well, that's not going to happen. I've learned ways around the medication that could help with my depression and my bipolar disorder. I've learned ways around the medication that could help me stay distracted and keep me occupied where I don't have any blowouts, where my mood swings are not out of control, and where I do not have the craving for like cutting or whatever. Because that's what most teenagers do. They would cut if they go into a downward spiral of depression and stuff. I've done that before. From personal experience, it's not a good thing. It leaves scars on your body. Most teenagers do it on their arms. Some do it on their legs. Some do it anywhere else, like on their stomach, on their feet, on their hands. Like, wherever they can put a razor blade to. I've done that. I've had one cut that I did that I kept taking a razor blade to every night. And this is hard for me to admit. I would take a razor blade to my leg night after night and slice the same spot open. Sorry. And slice the same spot open. And I almost had to have stitches where I had sliced my leg open. And the doctor, my pediatrician, told me if I kept cutting that she would send me to a mental institution for at least 2 to 3 years. So they found an alternative. She found an alternative for me to cut the craving of cutting. I would still crave the cutting, but it would take some of the pain away, which is drawing on yourself with permanent marker, red, black, red, black, purple, and blue. And the red you would do for cutting, the red marker you would use for cutting cravings. You would draw lines on your arm to cut the craving of cutting. For depression, you would do the purple, black, and blue, and you would draw either on yourself or draw on your pants. Like if you had a light colored pair of pants or a pair of jeans, you would write on that, or just write out something, write out your feelings, or write out whatever you wanted to keep yourself occupied and to keep yourself from an outburst or a mood swing that you feel coming on. You just write your feelings, crumple that piece of paper up, and just toss it out. Just toss it out. What I found to do to keep myself occupied from a mood swing or a cutting craving or like even the tiniest outburst I could think was coming on, I would take a pencil, a paper, a pencil and a notebook, or a pen in a notebook, and just write stories, poems, whatever I can think of to keep my mind off of it. And then when I got done with thinking it was over, sorry you guys, when I thought it would be over, I would put the paper in the notebook or paper and pencil down or pen, and I would read what I wrote. And if I thought it was good enough to keep, I would keep it. It's like if you're writing something inspirational. If you were writing something inspirational, then you would have to keep it. But if it's something that you didn't like or something, you would definitely get rid of it. That's the end of this vlog. I will see you all in my next vlog. Have a wonderful day.